welcome back. Last week I took you through a full skincare facial massage routine, and I promised you that I would also take you through a dry brushing routine. So today we're going to go through a full body dry brushing and lymphatic massage. I'm going to show you exactly how I support my lymphatic system, all the tips and tricks that I have in my daily routine to make sure that I have healthy lymph flow, all kinds of goodness. So let's dive right into it. So what the heck even is our lymphatic system, and why do we need to take care of it? We have lymph nodes everywhere in our body. You can feel them when you feel those little balls in your neck, that get really swollen when you're sick. We have a ton of lymph nodes under our armpits. We have them in the backs of our knees. All over our body, we have these lymph nodes, which are part of our lymphatic system. And the whole purpose of the lymphatic system is to prevent infection and support our immune system. Along with lymph nodes all throughout our body, we also have lymphatic fluid. But unlike our circulatory system, which is our blood, that has all these veins and arteries to be pumping and moving blood around, lymph doesn't exactly have that. And so it's much easier for our lymphatic fluid to get stagnant in our body. And when our lymphatic fluid isn't being able to drain and flow properly, that's what can lead to disease. Specifically for women, lymphatic health matters so much because poor lymph health is connected to things like breast cancer. So we want to do everything we can to support our lymphatic system and keep it nice and healthy and flowing. And one way we can do that is through dry brushing, which we'll get into in a minute. But first, I want to talk about 5 tips that we can use every single day to support our lymphatic system. So like I mentioned, our lymphatic fluid is always flowing throughout our body, and one way we can prevent it from doing that is from physically restricting it. When we're wearing really tight clothing, like really tight leggings that are squeezing on our stomach and our hip flexors, when we're wearing a bra with a really tight underwire, really tight cutting right under the arm, all of these things can really prevent our lymphatic fluid from flowing and draining the way that it's supposed to. So one of the best things we can do to support our lymphatic system is wearing just looser clothing. And I don't mean you have to be wearing loose clothing like every moment of the day, but if you normally go to sleep in a bra, for example, let's try to go to sleep without wearing a bra. If you go to the gym and you're wearing your super tight leggings, when we come home, let's take that off and change into a looser pant. We just want to be giving our body as many opportunities as possible to allow our lymph to flow the way that it should. And it's so crazy when you actually stop wearing these things for an extended period of time, how much more in tune you will become with your body and with your lymphatic system that you will start to notice your body resisting wearing these things. I remember a few months ago, I went to this event and I pulled out this pair of cute biker shorts from the bottom of my drawer that I haven't worn in such a long time, that I used to always wear to the gym. But I hadn't worn these in 6 months because I was trying to, really reduce wearing all kinds of super tight things. And I put them on and I was going to this event. So I wanted to look super cute. I had my cute shorts that made my butt look good. And I was wearing them for about 2 hours of this event, and I had this insane feeling that I needed to rip these pants off of my body because they were specifically, kind of tight around my hip flexors. And if you don't know, one of our main lymphatic drainage sites is in our hip flexors, kind of in our groin area. And the pressure of these pants on that area, on those drainage sites, I could physically feel my lymphatic fluid getting really stagnant and not being able to drain properly. I could feel it pressing on this drainage site, and it was so uncomfortable. But it was also so cool how I could now tune into this sign for my body where I couldn't do that beforehand. Same with when I'm wearing a strapless top that may have something really tight right here. I can't wear those things for more than a couple hours without literally feeling like I need to rip it off my body because I can feel the pressure on my lymphatic sites. I can feel that lymph fluid getting stuck and stagnant, and it drives me nuts. But it's just so cool that I can notice these things now, and you just become so much more in tune with your body. So that's the first thing. We want to avoid super tight clothing, specifically underarms, under boobs, hip flexors, and on our stomach. Second thing we can do to keep our lymphatic fluid moving and flowing is just moving our body. I'm sure you've seen on Instagram the people that get on the rebounders, the little trampolines, and they jump up and down for 10 minutes every day. That is literally to move your lymph fluid. It gets your lymphatic drainage sites active and moving. It gets all that lymph fluid flowing. You can literally, you don't have to get a trampoline. You can do this by just jumping up and down for a few minutes every single day. There are so many simple ways that you can just activate the flow of this lymph fluid and help it move around. Going for long walks, just anything that moves your body and gets things flowing is going to be so so helpful. Stagnation breeds disease. When our body is stagnant, we cannot be healthy. And so if you are someone who has a job or you have to be sitting in a chair at a desk for long stretches of time, try to carve out little moments in your day where you're just able to get up and move, whether you're just doing a couple squats or jumping up and down for like 30 seconds or going for a 5-minute walk. Moving can be so helpful. Another thing we can do to support our lymphatic system is being really cognizant of the toxins we are putting near our lymph nodes. The highest concentration of lymph nodes in our body is in our armpits. And what do we put on our armpits? Deodorant. As we know, most common deodorants are filled with synthetic fragrances, aluminum, all kinds of chemicals that are literally getting absorbed straight into our armpits, straight where all of these delicate lymph nodes are in our body, and that is causing a lot of issue. Like I said, our lymphatic health is directly correlated to breast cancer, and so when we are overloading our armpits with all kinds of crazy toxins day in and day out, we're going to be causing a lot of issues. Our lymph nodes are supposed to help our body process and drain toxins, and when we're just overloading them with even more toxins, it's really hard for them to do their job properly. So please, if you do nothing else for yourself, switch to a non-toxic deodorant. I don't care which one you use. You guys know my favorite one is Primally Pure. I love their deodorant, but there's so many out there that you can use. I've seen a lot of people love those like crystal deodorant things that you like wet and you put on. I personally hate Native because they still use synthetic fragrances, but if you get the unscented one, that's great. Hey Humans has some great ones. Loom is great. There's so many great brands out there. If you do want to get my personal favorite, you can get the Primally Pure deodorant. The blue Tansy is my favorite scent ever. Oh my god, it's so good. And you can use code Kyla15 for a discount. But when you're looking for deodorant, just look for one that is aluminum free and synthetic fragrance free. If it has the word fragrance, we do not want it. Another thing we can do is dry brushing. When we're dry brushing, we're physically supporting the movement of this lymphatic fluid in our body. This is a dry brush. This one's from Primally Pure, but you can get a dry brush in like 10 million different places. Some are gonna have softer bristles, some are gonna have harder bristles. I prefer them a little bit more firm. This is the old Primally Pure Dry Brush Edition. Their new ones are softer, I will say. So if you buy one from them now, these bristles will be white instead of brown, and they will be softer. So for dry brushing, I typically do it first thing in the morning because it's a really like invigorating practice. It really like wakes you up, it gets your blood flowing. You just want to make sure whenever you do it that it's before you have put lotion or anything on your body and before you take a shower. You want your skin to be dry with nothing on it. And also, side note, not only is dry brushing great for getting your lymphatic fluid moving, but it's also phenomenal for getting your skin exfoliated and really helping keep your skin very youthful. I want to tell you that the reason I dry brush every morning is for my lymphatic health, but I would be lying to you. The reason I really do it every single morning religiously is for the exfoliation of my skin, to keep my skin looking really youthful and hopefully wrinkle-free or wrinkle reduced as I go into old age one day. So let's start. Before we even pick up our dry brush, we need to activate our lymphatic drainage sites. There are 5 main drainage sites for lymph fluid in our body. They are behind our knees, in our groin/hip flexor, in our armpits, on our collarbones, and in our stomach. The reason we want to activate these before we start our dry brushing is because if those drainage sites are already kind of clogged and backed up, and we are now brushing more lymphatic fluid into them, that's not really going to be the greatest because they're going to be even more backed up and clogged. So first we want to make sure that they are active and moving and flowing in a very healthy way before we bring more to them. So I'm gonna go change and then I will take you through the activation process. Typically I would dry brush naked in my bathroom, but obviously I'll have bra and underwear on for this one. So we're gonna start by activating our drainage sites. We're gonna go bottom to top. So we're gonna start with drainage sites that are behind our knees. You'd normally do this standing up, but I'm gonna do it sitting down so that it's in the frame. There's 3 things that we're going to do for every lymphatic drainage site. We're gonna start with tapping, then we're gonna move on to rubbing, and then we're gonna go into a press. You're going to do 20 of each of these for every single drainage site to get them nice and active. So first thing we're gonna start, we'll do each knee pit. We're going to do just 20 taps. We're gonna pretend we're doing each side. I'm not gonna do all of it because it'll take forever. So we'll do that. Then we're going to go into 20, 4 fingers, 20 rubs, and then just nice and gently, we're gonna get a deep press. So we're just pressing into that area. Nothing too crazy, just nice. Use all 4 fingers so you can really get a good surface area. And we're just pressing into there. Next, we are going to move to our groin hip flexor area. So we're going to start on both sides with taps. So you'll tap, and then we'll go into a rub, and then we go into a press, and you'll do that on both sides. Then from there, we're going to go into our underarms. So we're going to start with a tap. This is a bigger surface area, so this one is a little bit like, you gotta move around a little bit. There's a huge concentration of lymph nodes in the armpit, and they're kind of all scattered throughout here. And then for the rub on this one, you're gonna make a C form with your hand, and we're gonna go into the armpit as so. So you're kind of going in a rotation movement. And then we will just gently press all around, and you'll notice that I'm moving around a little bit as I do it. Then we'll go to the other side, and then we do our C cup rub, and then we're just gonna do our presses. And then finally we'll go to our collarbone. I use my fingers for this. We kind of want to get underneath those collarbones. We're gonna take 2 fingers like a railroad track. We're going to go on either side of the collarbone and other side, and then 4 fingers kind of hunch over, open up that collarbone, and we're going to press behind it. You'll see them really getting under that collarbone, or over technically. And then for the lymph nodes in the stomach, the best way to activate these is not physically, it's actually through breathing. So we're going to do 10 deep belly breaths to really get these ones active. We're going to breathe in and really expand that breath through our stomach and then up into our lungs. And we're going to do 10 of those to really get those sites active. Once you do 10 of those, we can move on to our dry brushing. So when we are dry brushing, we are always moving everything up towards the heart. Our main drainage site is actually around our heart. It's technically in our collarbone area, but we always want to be moving everything towards that point. So we are going to start at the bottom, and we're going to work our way up and then work our way in. So we will go one leg at a time. We're going to start at the bottom of our ankle, and we are going to make long, smooth, delicate strokes. We're not brushing our skin so intensely hard. It's a very soft, delicate, feminine touch. Then from there, we'll want to start at the knee and go towards our next drainage site. When we're on this side, I'll usually bring it around into the groin area. Now we're going to go to the other side, towards that knee pit, and then from there, bring it up. Wonderful. Now our legs are done. Next thing we're going to do is move into our belly. So for this area, we are going to just go in small, delicate circles. All different areas. Nice little circles. And then from here, under our boob, we have our under boob. That is going to be our target of where we're going. So we're essentially kind of the upper part of the abdomen. We're going to come up into that under boob area. So we're coming up and giving that scoop underneath. And then from here, I bring it across into the underarm area. Now we're going to go to our arms. So we're going to start at the end of the arm. We're going to make sweeping motions towards the underarm. And all around, everything is coming towards that underarm area, towards all of those wonderful lymph nodes that are in there. And then once I finish with the arm, I just pay some extra attention to that underarm area. So I'll bring things up, bring things around, just do everything to get those lymph nodes nice and happy. And then we'll switch to the other side. So long, delicate strokes towards the underarm And then paying extra good attention to that area. And then finally, we're going to finish with our collarbone area. So we will come across and down towards the heart. And that is a full dry brushing routine. After that, I will end with a body oil or some kind of moisturizer. I've been so anal about putting moisturizer or body oil or something on specifically my legs, but my whole body for the last few weeks because I had this epiphany. Let me tell you my epiphany that I had the other day. So I don't know if you know or not, but when our skin is really dry, that is what really, really prevents breakouts. That's why products like retinol and all these things that like really dry out our skin work so well, because it completely dries out our pores. But for our skin to remain really youthful and wrinkle-free, our skin needs to have a lot of fat on it. It needs to be really moist. And so all these products that, clear our skin up actually really accelerate aging, and the products like all of our great moisturizers, our beef towel and things like that are what allow our skin to remain youthful and wrinkle-free. Fat is what prevents wrinkles. We always want fat on our body. So, oils, butters, things like that. And that's why our skin stays so youthful when we use those products. I never thought about the fact that that really applies to our whole body. I've never been someone who ever puts lotion on my legs. But one day I was looking at my mother. My mom is 60 years old. Her legs look like the legs of a 20-year-old. Like, I kid you not, they are so, the skin is so tight and shiny and beautiful and it's insane. And I thought about the fact that every single day since I can remember, twice a day, she lathers her legs in her favorite lotion. And I just gotta think that, if it applies to our face where fat is what keeps the skin elastic and wrinkle-free, that would apply to the rest of our body as well. So since I had that epiphany, I have been so anal about applying a body oil or a body butter or something every single day. So I can keep my legs looking nice and youthful. So I rotate between the Primally Pure body oil and the body butters. One of them is tallow-based and the other is coconut oil-based. I also love that the body oils act as a perfume for me. So I have the Jasmine one and the blue Tansy one, and I put it all over my body, and the scent is oh my gosh, so delicious that it's literally a perfume. That's my scent for the day. I love it. So this is the Jasmine one, and I will just apply that for the body oil after dry brushing. And of course, just like it is so important not to be putting all kinds of crazy chemicals in our armpits, our skin is the biggest organ of our body, and so applying crazy chemicals and synthetic fragrances and hormone disruptive things on the rest of our body is also not great as well. So if you are someone who uses a lotion every single day and you're currently in the Bath & Body Works camp or using the Victoria's Secret lotions or whatever it is, I highly recommend switching to something with ingredients that are actually nourishing and don't contain synthetic chemicals and fragrances that are going to really accentuate disease in the body. This smells so good. It's insane. The ingredients in this one are literally fractionated coconut oil, jasmine absolute, a bunch of essential oils, some argan oil, and vitamin E. And then this is the body butter. This is the almond and vanilla scent. I am obsessed with it. This is what I put all over my body on a date night or something, so it just smells, it's so feminine and delicious. And the ingredients in this one are grass-fed tallow, coconut oil, mango butter, shea butter, olive oil, sweet almond oil, arrowroot powder, almond extract, beeswax, and some essential oils. So that's it. That is the full dry brushing lymphatic drainage routine. If you want to get a dry brush, mine's from Primally Pure. You can also get them on Amazon or pretty much anywhere. Favorite body care products are from Primally Pure. You can use code Kyle15 for a discount, or if you're getting them from another brand, just make sure you don't get something that has the word fragrance in it. If you are even just going fragrance free, you're going to avoid so many harmful chemicals, which will be great. But that is it. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you love this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. It would mean so much to me. And until next time, I hope you make this week a beautiful one, and I hope it is filled with everything you need. I am rooting for you.